will the virtuous Sangha, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, listen the wonderful Dharma will to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì đức Pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạo là thất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Namo Saranto Suchero Ye La Hudi Samyao Samputo Se. Namo Takta Tuya Daya La Hade Tamya Tambo Datoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa, bai jie wan jie na zao yu, wo jin jie wen de shou zhi, yan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable 6th Patriarch, Venerable YongHua, Venerable Helpful People, and all good no advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、六祖、师父、上人，各位出家人，各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ, Hòa thượng Kinh Hoa, quý thầy cô và quý vị trí thức gia Di Đà Phật. Today is the 14th of June, 2020. We are here in Way Mountain Temple in Rosemead, California, to continue discussing the 6th Patriarch Sutra. We in chapter 7, Faculties and Conditions. He's in the midst, towards the second half, the end of teaching this true Chan master. Okay, we are on slide 300. Sutra Text, the master said, contemplate only your own original mind and do not be attached to the marks of external dharmas. Sư yue ru quan zhi bẩn xin, mô trổ ngoại phả xiang. Sư nói, ngươi hãy quán bụng tâm mình, đừng chấp tướng của pháp bên ngoài. All right, so the context is Chu Chang, thanks to the 6th Patriarch's teaching, open his small wisdom, and he now wonders. So he understands about emptiness, but now he wonders about the four vehicles of the Arhat, vehicles of Pratyekabuddha, the vehicles of the Bodhisattvas, and then the fourth vehicle being the Buddha vehicle or the Supreme Vehicle. So this guy is very well read. So the 6th Patriarch says, instead of trying to understand about those 4 vehicles, I could spend time explaining to you about those 4 vehicles, just like my little monk tried to explain to you the last couple of weeks about those 4 vehicles, because it's important for you to understand the marks of those 4 vehicles. But for Chu Chang, it's different. This monk here is already have a certain level of transcendental wisdom, and so he teaches him differently. This monk here knows about the marks of the 4 vehicles already, meaning he knows what is the Arhat vehicle, he knows what the Pratyekabuddha vehicle is, he knows the Bodhisattva vehicle, meaning what dharmas they need to practice in order to cross living beings over. And finally, he also understands, he also knows about, he has the very knowledge about the Buddha vehicle, what dharmas Buddhas do to cross over living beings, bringing to experience the bliss of nirvana. So the 6th Patriarch, instead of going to the details of the 4 vehicles, he says, contemplate your own original mind. What does it mean? And do not be attached to the marks of external dharmas. Okay? So in one fell swoop, he stops all the thinking of this Chan monk. How so? He says, contemplate only your own original mind. I don't know where only from English comes from. Is it from a Chinese? There's a Chinese, I'm asking a Chinese people. In the Chinese text, does it have only? See, only is the wrong word for it. It's no only. Even only must also go. Okay? So we need to correct this. This is incorrect. It should be, I'm going to go back and correct it right away. Contemplate, okay, is no only. Contemplate your own original mind, and do not be attached to the marks of external dharmas. All right? We agree on that? Chinese people, help me out. Okay, I need to depend on you for the language expertise. It's no only.
Hey.
Yes, orange.
Right. Well, if you put the only in there, it implies you got to. It diverts your attention a little bit from your own mind. So you're thinking about not thinking about something else. So it's adding a factor that doesn't need to be there. If you really want to do just one thing, just do that one thing. Don't say, okay, I'm doing this thing and not the other thing. Just say, I'm just doing this. Say, I'm doing this, period.
So, in your opinion, sir, then you would say, just contemplate your own original mind then.
I would just say, well, it says there, contemplate your own original mind.
Right.
You don't even need the just.
But you added the word just.
Huh? Did I add the word just?
When you explained it, you added the word just.
Well, but I shouldn't have, because it should be contemplate your own original mind.
Precisely. It's no just, it's no only.
Right.
That's why it's so powerful.
Exactly.
You see that? If you say only, then you have to select among a list of things. Yes? Among a list of external dharmas and 4 vehicles, 3 vehicles, second vehicles, and you are indulging this guy in discerning between the 4 vehicles again. Okay? That's the problem with the word only. Okay? Just. What's wrong with just, sir? This is very important, folks.
It's still exclusionary. It's still like you have to think about something else that you're excluding.
That's right, precisely. The English word just meaning you have to exclude.
Right.
Excellent. Okay, I couldn't have put it better myself. Okay. How about simply contemplate?
Better, but unnecessary.
It's not necessary. Why not?
Well, because it's an adjective. And so can't you just contemplate it without describing how you're contemplating it?
Ah, very good. Just contemplate. Simply contemplate. That's what he means. Just contemplate, simply contemplate, but without the simple. Isn't it beautiful? 汝观, you contemplate. Okay. The Chinese is very precise. 汝观, and somehow 汝观自本心. So in five Chinese characters, he tells you exactly what to do in order to comprehend the 4 vehicles. And somehow in English, we need to translate it into contemplate your own original mind. Okay, yeah. It loses its punchiness, if you will. Yes, Korea, 10 fingers.
Master, there is an error in Korean translation as well. With the same reason.
Okay.
So
you need to make the correction then.
Yeah, it's translated as
which one? Which Korean character? Which one? 3rd, 4th?
It also includes the only or just proposition that includes that kind of meaning, just or only. So we need to correct that. And also, it's translated, the Qun should be translated as Qun, but it's translated to see. So that's not correct.
It's not see, it's Qun.
We need to translate as Qun. Qun is a different thing than
I wonder who originally translated this passage. Not to just simply point fingers at someone. It's only 4 of you, so.
본심, 자기 본심. 자자가 있으니까 자 본심이죠, 그렇죠? 너는 자기의 본심을 관하고 밖의 법상에 집착하지 말아라. 이게 맞죠? 오케이. We corrected.
So you guys want to correct it now so that we all agree? Because we all have to make sure you're on the same page in all languages.
Master, when I translated what you just told us, I translated exactly what you said. Contemplate your own original mind.
That's
so
it.
we just need to correct the Korean characters here. But
Okay.
as far as the explanation is exactly the way you explained.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and correct the Korean if someone. Okay. This is very important. This is what makes the difference between certain teaching and non-certain teaching. So we wait for you. This is critical. Question there. While they're correcting the Korean, there's a question. Yes.
Master, I wonder if you could do without the own, just contemplate your original mind.
Own here, zhi. Own is from the zhi character.
Couldn't because the ru is in English is a not stated, right? So isn't the z couldn't just be the your? So if you translate the ru you
is
contemplate.
Ru is your, zhi is own, or
Ru.
self.
I see. Ru is not a subject. I'm not clear on that, but I thought the ru was only in a subject use. So it needs the own.
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
Okay, 5 fingers.
I think the Chinese, the first character, Lu, is you contemplate your own original mind because there's zi. So, but in English, if you just say the verb instead of putting you in front, we already all understand it's you because it's like suggestion or ordering to do something to the other person. So the Lu is already included in the zi. Because of the zi one xin, it's your own. Own is the connotation is there like with the zi, right?
The way he phrased it, he added the ru. Ru here for emphasis. Without ru, it's a weaker. This is a command. I command you, if you will. Yes, internet.
Internet is saying rule is you.
Sorry?
Internet is saying the third character, it means you.
Yeah, you, for emphasis. In Chinese, the great master says, you contemplate your own nature. Stop going outside. Okay? So the you here, the ru here, is for emphasis. I command you. You want to know? Then I'm telling you. That's how you do it. All right? Are we okay now? Korean-wise? This is a very subtle exchange between a teacher and a pupil. Okay? At that stage, the great master Huineng has established a rapport with this Chan master already. He's Chan student already. So now he says, now I need you. Okay? It's very personal. Very forceful. So he says, contemplate your own original mind. So what does it mean, contemplate your own original mind? Can anyone tell me what it means? I rest my case. See, You cannot tell me what he really meant. He really means contemplate your own original mind, because you can't. You understand? This is the difference between intellectual knowledge versus actually being able to contemplate your own mind. You can read it from the scriptures that you should contemplate your own mind and whatever. It's everywhere in the scriptures. But when it comes down, and everyone talks about it, but when it comes down to you actually doing it, if the Master Huineng tells you, contemplate your own original mind, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't understand what he means. You have a comment, sir? So that's why the teaching, the Chan teaching, is very personal. At this stage here, the great patriarch says, I tell you what, you contemplate your own mind, because now you're able to do it. Okay? And do not be attached to the external, the marks of external dharmas. Okay? And as you contemplate your own original mind, what happened to Xian Tong? Okay. And as you contemplate your own original mind, this is going to happen. Your attachment to external marks will manifest itself. That's why the great Master says, as you contemplate your own original mind, do not follow your habit energies. It is extremely precise. It's so beautiful, you ask me. I just find it extraordinary, ingenious. Okay, yes, sir.
Well, I kind of think he's saying rest into your Buddha nature. You go to your Buddha nature and stay there. I mean, I might have it wrong, but that's the way I'm taking it.
Intellectually, yes. That's what everyone thinks what it is. Yes, internet.
What about you contemplate your own original mind?
Yeah, good question. You contemplate your own mind. Grammar-wise, contemplate is enough without the you.
Right.
Includes the you. The you is implied already. From a semantics perspective, that includes the you already. So to add the you would be a distraction. Okay, and then it loses the command nature. You contemplate versus contemplate. You see the difference? You contemplate. Contemplate. So the emphasis is on contemplate, not the rule. So in Chinese, I were to read it in Chinese, say ru guan. Okay, you emphasis guan. You don't emphasize ru. And that's why in English you drop the ru. You don't include the you anymore. So the English translation, that part is very good. All right. Yes, another question.
Is the Buddha nature and the original mind the same thing?
original mind, Buddha nature. Yeah, you want to call a bunch of different things. Tathagata's treasury, and so forth. And all kinds of names. But, that's a good question. But why did Venerable Huineng says the own original mind? That's a good point. Yes? Why did he use mind and not Buddha nature? Own original mind. This own original mind here is you have to listen carefully again to tonight's lecture. So this own original mind here refers to the fact that it's not the thinking mind, that you, people who need to see the word you, okay, are thinking of. So far so good? Anyway, don't worry about it, okay? It's just, I just want to point out these things to you, these subtleties to you, because it's a different audience. It's not for people like us, okay? This is for Chu Chang, who he says, now I want you to contemplate your own original mind, okay? It's beautiful. It's simply beautiful. Yes, 5 fingers. These 6 Patriarch lectures in particular is extremely important because it allows me to go into the depth of the certain teaching Dharma that we don't normally see. We're witnessing one of the greatest patriarchs in the history of one of the greatest Chan patriarchs in the history of Chinese Buddhism at work, teaching his distinguished disciples. These are the kinds of masters that I would not hesitate to bow to their feet and ask to be my teachers. I would bow to Chu Chang's feet, lick his feet to ask just to learn from him. And so he's teaching these superior cultivators. And we're witnessing how he brings them up there in so quickly. Okay? I'm hoping that you, my Sangha disciples, in the future, and down the road, when you feel that you need to start lecturing on sutras, okay, I hope you do, because it's your responsibility to start lecturing on sutras. Some of you should not hesitate to replay this 6th Patriarch Sutra over and over and over again, because it has so many layers I don't have time to go over. And the more you listen to it, the more you investigate it, the more you get out of it. I tell you, this is the 4th time I read it. The 4th time being that this time here with you. And I get the most out of this 4th time than the previous 3 times. So I imagine I read it one more time, I were to lecture one more time, I assure you I get even a lot more out of it. Okay? But unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time. If I keep on lecturing on this, then I cannot explain the other important sutras as well. Okay, so you Sanghas should not be afraid to replay this. And the mere fact you read it and you even go over the explanation, our explanation. For example, you say, Master, when he explained this, he asked a lot of questions. You could summarize the questions, okay? Summarize the answers, and you discuss it, whatever, okay? So So a lot of things you can do because this sutra is so deep. And just if you keep on read it and rereading it, you get a lot more with the repetition. Okay? You discover a lot more that I have time to explain in greatest details possible for you. Okay? It's a wonderful, wonderful sutra. Even like if you have free time, you're cooking or you're doing work, I would play the tape, I would, whatever. Okay? Yeah. It's fantastic, our sutra. I've never appreciated and never enjoyed the sutra like I am enjoying it right now with all of you. It's so cool. So it feels like a day at the beach instead of hard work. Come here, usually it's trepidation because I have no idea what I'm going to talk about tonight. I was reading it when I first started, the first 20 minutes, 1.5 of downtime, of prep time. I was reading, I said, what the heck am I going to talk about now? All right? It's fun. The sutra is a lot of fun. Okay. It suffices to say the marked external dharmas, meaning that all those definitions, all those things you look from the Buddhist dictionaries, that's for scholars. It's not for you if you want to become enlightened. Okay? Yeah. Regurgitating all those external marks, okay, it's not going to help you. Isn't that interesting? Basically, he's saying, whatever you read, dump it. He didn't say they're wrong, right? He says, whatever they are, don't, what is attached, what attachment are we talking about here? Xianzhi, what attachment are we talking about here? Is Tuan here? Tuan, what attachment is he talking about? Tuan in San Jose. Wow. He's so small. Tuan looks about this big. And he thinks I couldn't recognize him. I couldn't see his face, but I could tell, oh, that's Tuan right there. The same spot that he usually sits when I go there. What is he talking about? What attachment is he talking about, Tuan? Anyone else? Help him out. When I ask, it's not a personal attack. It's a challenge to those people and then to you together. It's me against you.
Master.
Yes.
Attack with the self.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Master is attachment with the knowledge.
That's it. These people, this monk, that Tuan, that standing monk there, okay, they're very attached to knowledge. They say, I know what the Arhat vehicle is. I know what the 12 conditioned links are. I can explain to you, okay? I can give you an expose in great details on what they are, because I know exactly what they are. And I will tell you this, even the Buddha, okay? Explanation is not different from mine. Oops, I just said some sacred words, touching even our own fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay? You see that? Is it clear? Do you hear me? He's directly telling you, okay, that at this stage here, if you want to go further, you should not be attached to your recognition, your knowledge of those marks, of what those teachings are, what those, in San Jose, it's the facts, the measurements. That gentleman in San Jose once tried to, he wanted to measure my fingernails and measure the energy in my fingernails. That's external marks, okay? So he got to measure my disciples, but he never dared ask me directly, although he wanted to very much. Okay? Isn't that right? Okay? So this is when it's beyond your understanding, beyond your knowledge. You have to, at this stage here, if you want to become enlightened, because at this stage, Chu Chang is not enlightened yet. Pay attention. He's not enlightened yet. He's extremely erudite. Okay? If you want to discuss any topic about Buddhism, he can recite you, cite references after references, sutras after shastras, whatever. Okay? Those are what are called Buddhist facts, or for the gentleman in San Jose, scientific facts. Okay? And at some point in time, those facts, those Buddhist knowledge, you need to let go of them as well. And this particular, right now, it's that time for this particular monk. I'm not saying that you should not learn the scriptures, that you should not measure and gather the data and the facts. Okay? Those are okay. But at some point in time, you should not be attached to them. If you want to open your real transcendental wisdom, your prajna wisdom. Is that clear?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Okay, let's continue. 302. Sutra Text. The Dharma doesn't have four vehicles. It is people's minds that differ. Seeing, hearing, and reciting in the small vehicle. 法无四圣，人心自有等知. Chinese is cha, but my master taught us that it's 知, 区别, the 区别. But the Chinese, they always pronounce this as cha. 经文传诵是小圣. 经文传诵. Pháp không có tứ thượng, tâm con người tự có nhiều bậc khác nhau, thấy nghe đọc tụng là tiểu thượng. 303. The Buddha Dharma doesn't have four vehicles. It is the people's minds that differ. Okay? He's saying that the Buddha Dharma, when Shakyamuni Buddha taught it to this Saha world, he never mentioned the vehicles, okay, the four vehicles. Okay, these four vehicles are later categorized to help you discern people's potential. Okay, not only you, but also the teachers as well, because we as teachers, okay, we need to be able to discern what is your level. Is that elementary school? Is that high school? Is that college? Is that master's? Is that doctorate, postdoctorate, genius, whatever? So we need to understand, we need to be able to gauge so that we can use the proper the proper teaching to apply to you. Okay, it's only the distinction is in the people's minds. Okay, what does it mean? Is a distinction from the teachers' minds? No, it's not. It's from the students' minds. Is that clear? Your enlightened teachers have no such distinction. He doesn't criticize. A real enlightened teacher would not criticize the small vehicle. They would not criticize my master's Hinayana Mahayana group. If you're really enlightened, you don't talk like that. Okay? You don't say that we are true Mahayana. You don't talk like that because your mind is still discriminating. Clearly, you're not enlightened. Okay? It's the people's minds that differ because your mind is only capable of grasping so much. Okay? And that's why the Buddha knew that. He said, okay, I know you can grasp so much, so I will teach you about playing, about eating, about sucking milk from your mom. Okay? That's why I will teach you the small dragon here. Okay? But for someone a little bit smarter, see, now he's listening very, very carefully. So, well, is he talking about me? He has no clue. This guy goes by energy. He doesn't understand most of it. But you see the energy being directed at him. That's why. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, so the point here is for him to try to understand the distinction between the four vehicles is not important. It's not crucial to his development because it's attachment to knowledge, and that creates what? San Jose? Discrimination. Facts versus non-facts. Is it clear? There's nothing wrong with facts against non-facts, but you are attached to facts. And you reject non-factual things. That has to go. Does it help? Yes, internet.
How is zhuǎn song here different from song to recite? The zhuǎn is not translated in English.
Okay, that's the next section. I also have that arose in my mind as well. I was only reading the English, not the Chinese. Now I read the Chinese, I'm ambushed. Okay, now let's get some help from our Chinese experts. So he says, there's no four vehicles. Okay, Buddhism, in the Buddhist mind, there's no four vehicles, no, even one vehicle. Okay, it's only whatever he spoke about. Okay, and he needs to speak differently because of the level of comprehension of his listeners. Okay, and we later classify them as four vehicles. All right? Historically, he never talked about the four vehicles. He naturally talked about the different Dharma for four classes of people. Okay? Yes, 5 fingers.
Master, if Buddha taught without any discrimination of all the four vehicles, how how come people created all these 4 different vehicles?
I explained it in English earlier. I thought I did. Please double check my English. Did I explain it earlier? You English speaking people, yes? Native?
Yes, Master.
I explained it already. Listen to that again, okay? In English or in translation. Okay, now he says, the next section, okay, he says, seeing. Yes, internet. This is so cool. You can get to ask any kind of questions anytime you feel like it. This is I love it because I have a chance to drink tea. And
In the Lotus Sutra, he talked about 3 vehicles.
because the Buddha explained about 3 vehicles. Okay, and that's the basis of the discrimination later. Okay, again, it's still the Shakyamuni Buddha addressed those people, those potentials. He says, "You Arhat cannot become enlightened. So you're basically a goat. Goat." Okay. No, it's not goat.
What does that mean?
Goat cart. The 3 carts. Okay, the sound here is goat cart. The cart is being pulled by a goat. Yeah, goat cart. There you go. That Alung understands that. And Alung also understands it. So you who are foreigners, this Alung is rolling stones between he and I. He loves rolling stones. At the age of 3 years old, he loves rolling stones. His favorite band and mine. So that's what we have in common. Okay, so the small vehicle, meaning the Arhat's vehicle, that's the smallest level of Buddhist wisdom, if you will. Okay, that's why it's called small. Also, it's called small because it's very limited in its ability to carry. You know, how many people they can carry is very, very limited. Okay, very small number of people that can cross over, that can help. So the skill set is not designed to help a lot of people. All right? So he says, that vehicle, that small vehicle, is about seeing, it's about hearing, it's about reciting. Okay? Okay, so the question is about the reciting. Seeing, and let's go to seeing. Let's take it by the order that the 6th Patriarch used. Okay, for clarity. Okay, so the small vehicle, he says, to him, the small vehicle is about seeing, it's about hearing. Okay, and about reciting. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have any really small vehicle people here or specialists in small vehicle here. So I'd love to ask those people, like a DRBA, would you agree with that? Seeing, hearing, or reciting? Yes.
Facts versus non-facts, is it equal to yes versus wrong? Is it an attachment to say non-facts are wrong?
Yes. It's okay, to start out, it's okay to be scientific, to be factual. But as you progress along, you will have to let go of that insistence on it being scientific. Okay? If you want to really open your transcendental wisdom, you have to drop the insistence on scientific facts. Why is that? Because scientific facts are based on your mind. And this mind here can bring you so far, like in a small vehicle, and bring that, they use a small mind there, your small mind, I call it small mind, okay, because it's very petty mind, if you think about it. Your thinking mind is very petty. Agree, disagree? You use it every day, that's why you're so petty. I just insulted you. Okay? And that thinking mind there, so you base on seeing, go back here, right? Seeing is to bring data to your mind, yes? Hearing, same thing, right? It's rap music, it's an insult, it's a praise, right? Still goes back to the mind, yes? What about zhuǎn, sòng? What's zhuǎn? What's sòng? We need the Chinese expertise here. And maybe the Chinese experts can help us differentiate why there's a Chinese zhuǎn here. Why did the great teacher use the word zhuǎn and not just sòng? Not just the next character. And this next character is to recite, but zhuǎn here is not translated. Please help. What is zhuǎn? Let's investigate it together because it's a Chinese, not my expertise. Yes, go ahead.
So,
Think.
zhuǎn here is bringing something from one place to another. So, in here, it's like repeating the song.
Zhuǎn here is repetitive.
Yeah.
Someone checks the dictionary for me, please. What is zhuǎn? Does it have repetition in there? But I buy that. I think that's a very, very good explanation. Yes, internet.
Internet is saying the same thing.
Excellent. Okay. It sounds so logical to me. It clicks. What's zhuǎn? Dictionary. This is the original teaching. It's not in Sanskrit. The original teaching is in Chinese because its great master is Chinese. He doesn't know Sanskrit. So this, we better know what the zhuǎn means. I'm not sure it's the same meaning as it was back then, but at least we should have some ideas, okay, of what the zhuǎn he's referring to. Okay? Yes, internet.
Another question, is it better to say the Arhat Dharma or method rather than teaching?
Repeat that, please.
Arhat teaching, would it be better to say Arhat Dharma or method instead of teaching?
It's okay. Either way is okay. Yeah. It's the same meaning. It's just my commentary, so it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter. I'm more worried about the the actual word that the patriarch uttered. That is of interest to me. My interpretation is nonsense. Don't worry about it. Yes, Zhuǎn.
I think it's more regurgitating.
Regurgitating.
Yeah, regurgitating.
Okay. Regurgitating or
Transferring what you saw and see, what you heard and see. 转有 transfer 的意思。
could it be from memory? Could be from memory? Because here's what happens. When you song, when you recite, okay? Like let's say you recite a mantra, right? You recite a mantra, you recite the Heart Sutra, okay? You read it, right? You read Namo Bo Che Fa Di Bi Sha She Jiu Lu Bi Liu Li Bo La Pe La Se Ye Ta To Che Do Ye. Or you say Mula 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 Mula. So you first read, right? But as you keep on reciting, it becomes internalized. Now reading is cumbersome, becomes cumbersome, and you close your eyes and you recite from memory. That's zhuǎn. Song is reciting from memory, repetitively. So reciting here has the implication repetitively. Okay, it's in reciting already. You don't recite it once. Like in our Buddhist practices, we don't ever recite once. Okay, unless we try to sell you something. But when you practice, you recite it over and over and over again. That's what recitation is about, song is about. But zhuǎn is from memory. Does it make sense to you Chinese speakers? I don't understand zhuǎn, and I need a dictionary to look it up and whatever, but I feel that it's probably a reasonable explanation, that reciting from memory, between parentheses, from memory. Okay? And that's why it's implied. You don't need to translate, recite from memory. Okay? Yes, 5 fingers.
The zhuǎn here, is it the same character as the turn the Dharma?
Turn Dharma wheel, yeah. 传法轮, 传法轮. Okay? Yeah, it's the same character.
Okay.
So turning. So that's why it was suggested it's repetitive. Okay? Chuan is repetitive. You keep on turning and turning and turning. Okay? So recite repetitively. As you recite repetitively, you will eventually confine it to memory. Yes, question.
My phone has a Buddhist dictionary which pretty much goes with what you're saying. It seems that zhuǎn can be used for a technical Sanskrit term, pravaratana, which has a lot of meanings: turn, transform, revolve, evolve, change, the process of birth and death, again, and re.
The last one is what?
Re, kind of like
re. Repetition.
Yeah, that you add to another word.
Okay.
So it seems to support what you're saying.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Very good. So they checked with the Sanskrit side to get the flavor of the Buddhist teaching, because the 6th Patriarch teaching is very Mahayana. Okay. It is consistent, totally consistent with the Buddha's Mahayana teachings. And again, in my humble opinion, he is not a Bodhisattva, he's a Buddha. His teaching is so precise, so concise as well, that I don't see in most patriarchs' teachings. So anyway, it will remain a mystery, just my personal guess. Okay, very good, thank you. So zhuǎn, we could say that it's not possible to, you don't want to overburden the translation by translating zhuǎn. I agree with the translation in English, and basically this is where the lecturer comes in and explains, and we can discuss among ourselves what zhuǎn means, and that's what we did tonight. Very good. Okay, thank you all for your help. It's very good. Okay, so now what last thing on this slide 303 commentary is seeing, hearing, reciting a small vehicle. That's from this patriarch perspective. Okay, if your practice is about seeing, it's about hearing. It doesn't have to be all three. It could be any combination of these three. Seeing, hearing, or reciting, then you are practicing the small vehicle Dharma. That's the first. I've never heard anyone else explain it like that. I can talk to you about the Four Noble Truths. I can talk to you about the contemplation of the impurities, the 9 contemplation of impurities. Okay? But I never heard of someone saying that the small vehicle Dharma, if you look at all the practices, it's about hearing, about seeing, it's about reciting. That's the first. So I don't know. I don't know how to comment on this. I just say, wow, how interesting. He looked at it and said, do you recite? Do you see? Do you hear? Your practice revolves around seeing, hearing, reciting. You're a small vehicle. Yeah, it's 5 fingers.
When I met long-time cultivators who practice for 20, 30 years in Korea, I often see they're always talking about how many times they bow, how many times they recite, how well they recite, and so on forth. Is this? Would you be able to say this is more related to this passage? They practice more Hinayana because they miss the whole point. They do that in order to gain the strength to see their own mind and affliction, but they seem to be more carried away with how well they are trained to do all these techniques.
That's right.
It is something
That's
similar
right.
to
They
this.
have to start somewhere. You have to start with seeing. You have to start hearing. You have to start reciting. If you don't, I don't know how you can get any further. Okay, just like not just a chant, but look at the small vehicle is not restricted to only meditation. It also refers to Pure Land. It refers to tantric school, secret school as well. If in that school, all you do is you insist on seeing, you insist on hearing, you insist on reciting. That's all you do. Okay? And then it's a small vehicle of that school, if you will. This is according to the great patriarch. Please do not try to shoot at me. It's not my fault. Do not key my car. Yes, I do drive a Cadillac, black Cadillac, I think. You can have your pick in the parking lot. Yes. Huh? Isn't that cool? Yes, internet.
What makes the large vehicle?
I'm sorry.
What makes the large vehicle?
It's coming. It's coming. It's so cool. I mean, to me, it's exciting because the first time I never remember this part because I couldn't understand it. Especially when you read something you don't understand, you should kind of gloss over it and you move on and try to find something else that will not discourage you from trying to explain the sutra. That's what I did. So now I'm caught here, sitting here, and I can't get away from this. I just have to regurgitate this and learn from this. Yeah. It's kind of cool. All right? Yeah. It doesn't matter. You in Pure Land school, and all you do is recite the Buddha's name. What is that? Small Vehicle, Pure Land. So far, so good? How about seeing? Or let's say you sit in your temple and you recite hands and eyes. What is that? Small vehicle, thank you. Thank you very much. You recite in the safety of your temples, on the four walls of the temples. Huh? And you say, Mulamu, 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 Mulamu. Huh? Putoye, Putoye. Huh? A small vehicle. Tantras. Yes? Yes.
How do you make Pure Land as a large vehicle then?
Good question. Wait until the 14 I explain to you. All right. I don't have a solution for you tonight, but all I can tell you is that be careful. If you practice Mahayana Dharma and all your practice, no matter where it comes from Great Master YongHua, from 6th Patriarch, from me, from whoever, okay, and you only specialize in seeing, hearing, or reciting, you are practicing the small vehicle part of the Dharma. That's all it means, okay? No offense to anyone. This is the 6th Patriarch's classification, if you will. Okay, seeing, hearing. How about reading? Abhidharma, or sutra, or Buddhist dictionaries, or shastras. Yes, sir, Orange.
Yeah, I don't think that's very helpful because it's basically discouraging people from doing anything at all.
Not really.
Well, yes, it is.
Not really.
It is.
You have to continue a little bit further. Don't quit so soon.
Yeah, well, but that's the way I take it.
No,
So
this
yeah,
is
don't
from,
bother doing
this,
anything. Yeah.
This is from, again, that's a good point, by the way. This is from a patriarch's perspective, not us. He says, where I sit, from where I sit, if you ask me, the small vehicle, I see seeing, I see hearing, I see reciting. That's what these people do as their practice. He's not saying, he's not condemning you. He's just saying, from me, from where I sit. That's why I admit to you, I don't quite understand. If I could, there's no need for me to investigate his sutra anymore. Let's face it. Okay? That's why we all are still learning. It's okay. Do not quit, sir. Okay? It's not meant to be insult to you. But actually it's factual, sir, when you think about it. At this level where you are, You are involved in seeing, hearing, reciting, yes? Then you're only practicing the small vehicle part of your Dharma, of Mahayana Dharma. It's not ultimate. You have to keep going further. Don't stop there. Now he says, you ruined my life. Yes.
Does small vehicle mean no contemplation?
No. It's contemplation as well, but it's based on seeing, hearing, reciting. Okay? I admit to you, I don't quite understand. Okay? All I can do is repeat. I admit to you that. Okay? I don't understand. I'm just marvel at his classification, his description of what it is. Okay? That my master, my Chinese master, didn't give to me. Okay? And never talked about it. Maybe for the same reason he's afraid that his beloved followers, disciples, monks and nuns will be disappointed like this gentleman here. So, I've been coming here and studying from you. I've been seeing, hearing, and reciting for almost 12, 13 years. And now you're telling me, I've been doing small vehicle? My God, I'm out of here. Okay? You can see that, the dejection, disappointment from these people is understandable, but it's my fault. I failed to explain to you from his perspective. He says, you only are at the stage of the Hinayana part of this Mahayana Dharma. Is that clear? You have to keep going. You have to go beyond that. All right? Now, are we okay? Can we continue, please? Don't ask any more because I'm at the end of my rope. I can't go any further than this. Okay? Move on. Thank you. Sutra Text. Awakening to the Dharma and understanding the meaning is the middle vehicle. Cultivating in accord with the Dharma is a great vehicle. 悟法解义是众圣，依法修行是大圣。Ngộ pháp giải nghĩa là trung thừa, y pháp tu hành là đại thừa. Okay, this is when the Vietnamese translation is very smart. This is very dangerous. So you use the old text. You don't try to interpret using, the colloquial or YongHua or the common words. Use the old word because it has a lot of meanings that cannot be properly interpreted by us. All right. Commentary on 305. Awakening to the Dharma and understanding the meaning is the middle vehicle. Okay? He's referring to awakening to the Dharma, meaning that this Pratyekabuddha vehicle is accomplished by contemplating the 12 conditioned links. Okay, as you keep on contemplating, one day, all of a sudden, you become awakened to its profound meaning and the structure of the 12 conditioned links. Okay? The whole structure, you awaken that why there must be 12, not 13, not 10. Okay? So that's what the awakening is. One day, as you keep on contemplating all those, okay, you may be able to see 2, 3, maybe 4 at a chunk, and someday you say, wow, it has to be 12. Okay? And that's you awaken to that beautiful structure, that sequence. And then once you understand, awaken to that, then you also awaken the fact what you can do, okay, to get there. And you understand the meaning of the middle vehicle. Okay? And you understand those 12 links. All right? That is the middle vehicle. That's the Pratyekabuddha vehicle. Okay? This is reasonable. Anyone has any questions about this? Yes, internet.
So the Arhat vehicle is not the middle vehicle?
Now, according to the Venerable Huineng, it's a small vehicle. It's the lowest level of achievement. First, second, third, including fourth stage arhats, okay, are called small enlightenment. Okay, the fourth one is small enlightenment. Okay, there's 3 more here. Okay. This for you internet people, the audience is very demanding. If I make a mistake, they make faces right away. Okay. They don't miss a thing. Anyway, so this middle vehicle is, that's say, the middle wisdom between the small and very limited wisdom the fourth stage art has versus the Bodhisattva vehicle, and in between there's something called Pratyekabuddha vehicle. It's called middle vehicle, middle kind of wisdom. Okay. Note here, and please do not take it personally, and it's not meant to be an insult. Okay. Basically, it says, Arhats don't know a damn thing, don't understand a damn thing. And that's why when they explain sutras, they don't make sense to me. I listen to so many fourth stage Arhat explaining the Dharma to me, so many. Okay, whether it's Vietnamese, whether it's I don't understand Korean, but whether it's Vietnamese, Chinese, American, Thai, they don't make sense to me. They have so many gaping holes. They don't understand. They haven't got the big picture yet. You see the difference between the Arhat's vehicle is that they only need to see and hear and whatever and decide, and they get there. They open the wisdom eventually. But for the middle vehicle, this vehicle here, you have to look at the whole cycle. So you have a bigger picture, okay? And that's why they achieve a certain level of understanding that the Arhats don't have. It shows in the way they explain the Dharma. For example, it's shocking to me because, see, the Chinese is so misleading. Because when I read the Chinese teaching, I was so terrified. I said, the way they put the Arhats to such a high level up there in the pedestal, it says impossible, it is, it's so difficult, it is selflessness and all those things. I said, my God, this is so impossible to understand. So they have so much wisdom, right? In the sutras, the Buddha says the Arhats they accomplish what they have to accomplish. 成所作. Okay? Things like that. And when I finally met the fourth stage Arhats in person and listened to them speak Dharma to me, whether it's a man or woman, okay, whether it's reading their teachings, okay, I realized they don't understand at all. They don't understand. Let me explain it to you. To me, it's a personal disappointment because they don't understand how to explain it to me. That's a fact. Okay? The 4 Stage Arhat in my master's temples, when they explain the Dharma to me, you know what they do? They regurgitated my teacher's words. It's not their own words. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But the other people who do not have those references, do not have those knowledges, they go to the mountain, they go down to the valley, deep valley, and hide themselves and do the hearing and seeing and reciting whatever. And for example, the Thai temple, the Thai monk in a very revered monk called Buddha. He recited Buddha and became a 4 Stage Arhat, and his spiritual powers are incredible. Yeah. What's his name again? He founded the forest tradition. He's one of the founders. Not Ajahn Sao, but Ajahn Munro. Ajahn Mun, yeah, Munro, not Munro. Excuse me. This is. I'm sounding ridiculous. It's my retribution. Ajahn Mun, right? And so he decided this Buddha's name, and became enlightened. Okay. And you look at him and you say, wow, this guy's spiritual power is incredible. He can kill you if you mess with him. But their teachings, I read so many English translation of the Ajahn teachings. I feel that there's something so much missing. It's kind of interesting. It's just my personal experience, that's all. Okay, so that's why my master's 4th Stage Arhat, those nuns and a few monks, when they explain the Dharma, whether they explain the zhuǎn or the Sutra or whatever, okay, and they regurgitate whatever Master YongHua says, okay, because that's what they do. They study day after day after day, okay. Every night is 1.5 hours for us. We sit there and listen to the great master's teachings. Okay, so you have all these funds, this treasure you have. Okay, so you regurgitate that. That's fine. But when you ask them a question, that's when they don't know how to answer. Okay. It's kind of interesting. Okay? It's just an observation for your reference. Unfortunately, there is, in my lifetime, I haven't met that many Pratyekabuddhas. I don't know. Okay? But we have to take the 6th Patriarch's teaching here and says, it's about awakening to the Dharma and understanding those 12 conditioned links. Okay, that's how they have a kind of wisdom that is higher than a 4th Stage Arhat. Yes, sir, Orange. It's just, please don't take me wrong. It's just my personal experience,
Do you think you could get a Pratyekabuddha here to talk to us so we could see for ourselves?
No, I don't know any Pratyekabuddha. Okay. They're too busy cultivating the mountain. They don't have time to come here. That's why.
You said an expedition for one.
Feel free to organize it. There you go. Probably safer than to go there instead of staying here and have to deal with this pandemic thing. Okay. Cultivating in accord with Dharma is a great vehicle. Okay, shouldn't there be a "the" here? I don't care what you say. I want to add the. That's what he means. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. I will override you. Yes.
How do we 依法修行?
Okay. So it says cultivating in accord with the Dharma. Okay. 依法 okay, is in accord with the Dharma. Okay. Okay. First of all, okay. I hope you don't misunderstand me and take it as a boasting. But 依法 is that is a dharma you need to depend on for practicing. Yes? That's what 依法 means. So which dharma are you relying on to practice? Okay? Cultivating in accord with the dharma, in reliance. 依法 has only in meaning in accord, also relying on the dharma as well. Okay? Meaning not only you are tune in, pay attention, you cultivate consistent with the Dharma, Buddha Dharma. Dharma is Buddha Dharma, not worldly Dharma. Korea, I want you to pay attention. Oh, they're all gone. Very good. Only on the Yipche remains. The rest of them disappeared. He said, "Oh, this is boring." So Korea, you have to be careful too. 依法 here is that be careful because at your level, if you don't learn the proper Dharma, then what are you doing? The worldly Dharma. Because the Dharma we're practicing comes from my late teacher, the Chinese teacher. That's the framework of what we do, is from that. Okay? That's what we have in common with his disciples. Okay? The framework in terms of whatever he taught us, okay, is what you are executing every day. Okay? Whether it's the ceremony, whether it's eating, whether it's walking, whether it's the clothes you wear. Okay? And so you follow what we call this tradition. That's the fa here. It's actually the tradition. Okay? It's very precise, folks. It's not about fa that you read in the books. I need to caution you about that. This fa here, this Dharma here, Buddha Dharma here, okay, is not something from the books. Okay? Because of the word is to depend on the Dharma, to rely on the Dharma, more than in accord with the Dharma, if you will, in my personal opinion. Okay? 依法 is you depend on the Dharma to cultivate. Okay? So my translation would be cultivating by relying on the Dharma is much closer to what he means. It's also in accord. When you say rely on, it's also in accord as well. Okay? That's very important. You have to pay attention. These subtleties is what makes you distinguish between the small, middle, and big vehicle. Okay, so this 依法 here is that if you don't rely on this Dharma here, this tradition here that has produced results already, okay, then you are, in my thinking, is you depend on worldly Dharma. So that's why when you when you come to our temple, you have to pay attention. There's certain ways you observe. This is how the Chinese teach themselves, train themselves. You observe how people are doing, how they sit, how they walk, how they talk, how they eat. Okay? It's not something that we have to tell you. The Chinese don't say a thing. Okay? So that's Yi Fa. That's to in reliance of the Dharma. Cultivating, relying on the Dharma is what would be my translation. Feel free to correct it while I'm talking. Okay? Okay, it's very strong. You depend on. Because why? Because first of all, it's a Dharma that has produced results. And this Dharma here, in particular in our case, okay, or DRB case, okay, I don't know what they interpreted from their master's teaching, our master's teaching, but we all, both sides, depend on this Dharma as a framework of our practice, as compared to, let's say, a Thai Dharma or Korean Dharma or Vietnamese Dharma and so forth. Okay, the Yi Fa here. Okay, the Chinese is very poetic, very elegant in that sense, because it's like the king. He says, "You got to understand my meaning because I'm the emperor. You don't understand? I cut your head off. I cut enough heads off, then someone will be bound to understand it, because I'm the emperor." So it's more like the Chinese spirit. It says Yi Fa here. To me, I will interpret it as this Fa here has a track record. Okay? And so we Yi Fa, we rely on the Dharma to practice. And whose Dharma? Okay, the Patriarch's Dharma. Okay, if you don't, then you are mixing the Dharma with worldly Dharma. Be very careful. Okay, so that's why for you comers, you've been with me for a long time, you newcomers, you have to pay attention. Okay, there's a reference. Okay, because you should ask more questions to make sure that what you're doing is not worldly Dharma and actually Yi Fa. Okay. So far, so good. Yes, questions. Blue, black, whatever.
Yes, Master. I'm wondering, to rely on the Dharma, do we have to rely on things we can see and hear, recite? But then I'm wondering, what about this reliance goes beyond the Arhat vehicle level?
It has nothing with Arhat vehicles or the middle vehicle. All he's saying here, you see, this is your problem. You're interpreting too much. Yi Fa is not about seeing, hearing, or reciting. It's about the framework. I use the word framework. How it's done. Okay? If we have a schedule, that's Yi Fa. Our schedule is a Fa. When you Yi Fa, you follow the schedule. That's Yi Fa. You don't say, I can't get up at 4 because I stayed up too late to work. Then you're messing with the Fa. Okay? It's okay temporarily, but you cannot make it as part of your practice. You are not Yi Fa. You're not relying on the Dharma for your practice. You will go astray. And that's the strength of my master's disciples. They really are very rigid. They follow whatever the framework he gave them. And anyone who deviates from that, they say, evil, evil, evil. Yes.
Relying on the Dharma and also have faith with the Dharma also?
Of course. You need to put your faith in the Dharma. That's how you do like san bao, evil. You rely on the Dharma, you rely on the Sangha, you rely on the Buddha. All right? That's Ifa. Okay? Yeah. Good question. So when you Ifa, you develop your faith. Okay? By following it, your faith grows stronger and stronger every day. Okay? And which itself causes a problem. Because they depend too much on it. You depend too much on it, you're dead as well. You're relying on is too tunnel visioned. For example, my master says, I understand half of Mahayana. You say, this is the Dharma that everyone must adhere to, you're missing the other half. My master warned them already. You understand? The Ifa here is, yes, you start with the framework, but hopefully the framework should be big enough for you to grow and not be constrained. And that's why the Chinese system, what do they have? 求善知识. You seek good knowing advisors. That's how you avoid tunnel visions. See, Chinese system has so much wisdom, has so much built-in superior practices to balance themselves, to regulate themselves. And that's why when these people, when they say, I am the best, I am most advanced, okay, because this is my master said so, okay, it becomes tunnel vision. Okay, that's now becomes over-reliance on the Dharma. Okay. And that not just, it goes for anyone. If you depend on your Dharma, on the Dharma, on your master's Dharma, and your master happen to be a fourth stage Arhat, tough luck. Okay? So you cultivate. So he says here that you cultivate. He is a great vehicle. So you see the difference here. What sticks out right away in your mind when you read this definition? Cultivating, relying on the Buddha, on the Dharma is a great vehicle. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? Yes, go ahead. Black.
Master, that we have to really work on our cultivation.
That's it. You keep on cultivating. You don't say, I'm the best. I'm better than you. It has nothing to do with cultivation. I'm better than them. You better than her. It's nothing. It's irrelevant. You cultivate. Whatever Dharma, if the Dharma says, don't justify, you keep on cultivating, don't justify. The Dharma says, endure the pain, discomfort, you keep on cultivating. That's Mahayana. Is that clear? It's no limit. It's limitless. And so if you do that, how can you find time to say you're better than someone else? Huh? Seriously. Yes, even if you have some attainments, and they're not insignificant, if you're really cultivating in accord, relying on the Dharma, okay, you wouldn't have time to even compare yourself with others. It's irrelevant. Dharma never says you have to be better than anyone else. The Dharma says you have to follow this in order for you to become enlightened, to become a Buddha. Whether you're better than someone else is irrelevant. It doesn't help you. It pigeonholes you. Idiots. Okay? Yes.
Yes, Master. Isn't it the Arhat, the Pratyekabuddha and Bodhisattva cultivate according to the Dharma?
Which Dharma? They cultivate relying on the Pratyekabuddha, cultivate relying on the middle vehicle Dharma. We cultivate relying on the big vehicle Dharma, in particular the Patriarch's Dharma. We are not patriarch. I'm no patriarch. I keep on reminding you and telling you that that's why we stick to the patriarch's teachings. We don't discuss anything but the patriarch's teachings. Okay? So that's what our form of relying on the Dharma, the patriarch's Dharma.
What about is the Buddha's Dharma?
The patriarch's Dharma is the interpretation of the Buddha's Dharma. Because if you cultivate the Buddha's Dharma directly, I read it. I read the Shramma Sutra very early on, okay? And we read it a few more times, okay? Couldn't understand how to destroy the 5 skandhas. I'm like a Western educated person. I need a recipe. I need to know step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. All the Buddha did in that sutra, he says, you need to destroy them. And this is there is a sequence. I say, fine, okay, can you give me more details? That's where the patriarchs come in. That's where the good knowing advisor comes in, because it's not in the sutras. The Buddha only gave you a roadmap, the big picture, for your reference. He say, if you do whatever your teacher is telling you, whether it's Korean, whether it's Thai, whether it's Vietnamese, whether it's, I cannot place you. Are you Taiwanese or American? What do you see yourself as, son? That's a trick question. Taiwanese? Yeah, Taiwanese. So he had identified with his dad more than, you're not Taiwanese. You're confused. No wonder he identifies with the dad rather than with the mom. So anyway, so the point being that you follow your teachers, your good knowing advisors' Dharma, but then you have this umbrella called Shakyamuni Buddha's Buddha Dharma, and that they need to be in sync. Okay? So that's why you need to do both. Study the sutras, the seeing, the hearing, and the reciting. Yes, you need to do that. But you also need to rely on the Dharma to penetrate what you're reading, what you are hearing, what you are reciting. Unless you want to quit, it's okay too. Does it help? Okay. Okay, anything else? 306. Sutra Text. The 10,000 Dharmas are completely unobstructed. The 10,000 Dharmas are all complete. All Dharmas are without defilements. One should be apart from all the Dharma marks because there is not a single thing that can be attained. That is called the Supreme Vehicle. 万法尽通，万法具备，一切不染，离诸法相，一无所得，名最上乘。Vạn pháp thông suốt hết, vạn pháp đều đầy đủ, tất cả chẳng nhiễm ô lìa các pháp tướng, nhất vô sở đắc, gọi là tối thượng thừa. Just even if you don't understand, and we just keep on reciting this, that it itself is Ifa. Okay? So commentary on 307. He says, the 10,000 Dharmas are completely unobstructed. Okay? Meaning that the 10,000 Dharma, 10,000 is Chinese for a lot of Dharmas, meaning the multitude of Dharmas, meaning all Dharmas. This is very literary way, Chinese way of saying things. 10,000 here is a lot, which in this case means all Dharmas. The 10,000 things refers to your mind, what you can think of, the Dharmas you can think of. You can count up to 10,000 things or more. Okay, the Dharma, the things you can think of, okay, they are completely unobstructed. Whatever you can think of, whatever she can think of, whatever you can think of, whatever she can think of, whatever, well, he can't think. Okay? They're completely unobstructed. Okay? Jin Tong, meaning that there is no obstruction whatsoever. Okay? No stopping, no quitting. Understand that? Okay? The 10,000 Dharmas are all complete. Meaning that every single Dharma you see, okay? All the Dharmas you see, everything you see is complete by itself. All right? There's nothing lacking. You want yin, is yin there. You want yang, is yang there. You want male, is there. You want female, is there. You want sentient, is there. You want insentient, is there. Everything is complete in every single Dharma you see. Isn't that incredible? For you, we say what? Because you're not a Buddha. You have to think about it. You have to agree with it because you're not a Buddha. Okay? That's why people ask me, say, I don't know. I'm no Buddha. I don't understand what he means. So we have this pleasure. You see, now he's saying, this is a clue to you that the 6th Patriarch is probably must be a Buddha, but he dares talk about a Buddha state. He says, don't be frightened by this, you know. The 10,000 Dharmas are unobstructed. Okay? It's you who are obstructed. It's you who are afflicted. It's you who are stuck. And then you blame others. Okay? You see that? You're constipated. The constipation is with you. I remember when we were sick for 2 months. Oh, the first 5-6 weeks, I could not go to the toilet. It is, excuse me. It hurts like hell. You don't know how it's like. I discovered the first time in my life how it is, what it feels to be so constipated. You can sit there. I go 7 times. Nothing comes out. You sit there for half an hour. Nothing comes out. It's so painful, let me tell you. Okay? So I know about obstructions. Sorry, it's a very Chinese joke. I know it may be offensive to you Westerners. Okay? It's so funny. I found it funny too. I said, here I am, criticizing my Chinese master for telling jokes about excrements and stuff like that. It's too Chinese. And then I sitting there, I remember, I said, that's what I'm doing. And I can't, and it hurts so much. Every day. Okay? And somebody came to me and said, I have a lot of remedies, I have needles, I have fingers, I have zhuǎn, I have pills, I say, no, it's so uncool. It's so funny. You have to be there to enjoy it. I mean, looking back, say, my God, how can I ever relate to others about this experience? Anyway, so an obstruction, okay? It's you who are so constipated, and you keep on blaming others for your constipations. Cut it out. You hear me? Oh. Boy, yeah. Okay, I take it back. The 10,000 Dharmas are complete. That is incredible, he says. Yeah. Even that small boy here has the same, even or higher level of wisdom than we do, that we're capable of. That I don't understand. Okay? 308. All dharmas are without defilements. And this is very Buddhist. No defilements. And that's why the Chinese and the Vietnamese and the scholars keep on telling me is that, we are supposed to be pure. We're supposed to be not defiled. And you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? Anyway. It's funny how it has to be the Buddha vehicle before they mess up with my lecture. Huh? Isn't that fascinating? You talk about Arhat vehicle, it's just, yeah. Pratyekabuddha vehicle, yeah. Bodhisattva vehicle, yeah. Buddha, boom! Isn't that cool? The other 3 is big deal. Big deal. Go for it, boys and girls. When we try to reach for the Buddha vehicle and go to that state and practice accordingly, they say, I'm going to distract you. Anyway, so without defilements, okay, fine. Memorize no defilements. Actually, no purity is my comment. Okay, if you talk about no defilements, even the thought that people keep on telling me that those things that I'm supposed to be pure, I'm supposed to be undefiled, that is defilements as well. Okay, one should be apart from all the Dharma marks because there is not a single thing that can be attained. Okay? Now, does it say, Yi Fa, cultivate according in the reliance of a Dharma? There's no Dharma even to rely on. How scary it is. Huh? It's no Dharma. It says, if you depend on the Dharma, then there's a Dharma mark called Patriarch's Dharma, YongHua's Dharma, okay? Thai Dharma, Korean Dharma, American Dharma, Hinayana Dharma, Mahayana Dharma. It's still marks, yes? If you want to practice the Buddha vehicle, it's nothing at all. No marks. Okay? Because there's not a single thing that can be attained. What does it mean? There isn't a single thing that can be attained. It's a dead silence. You can tell that none of you understand the Buddha vehicle at all. Shall we move on? There's no point in explaining this to you. It hurts, huh? It's not as... There is no hurting. Huh? No discomfort. Does it work? If you understand that, my boy, the pain will be gone. The discomfort will disappear instantaneously. Look at the pain and you say, there's no pain. Does it go away? A little bit, right? And then it comes right back. I know that state. But you have potential, boy, for the Buddha vehicle. That's what it is. This is what he's talking about. He says, it goes away, but it comes back. So you make it go away, you make it go away, you make it go away. Do you understand? The Dhamma marks is refers to anything that you conceive of. The pain, the you better, my master's better, yes? I'm better, he's better, okay? He's Taiwanese, okay? He's in full lotus, okay? All those are Dhamma marks. You see that? You're Chinese, you're Taiwanese, which is different from Chinese. You Chu Chao. No comment. All those Dhamma marks. There is not a single thing that can be attained. Meaning what? 一无所得. That's Chinese. Meaning what? Orange.
It can be added to the Buddha nature.
Nothing added to Buddha nature. All right, that's the scriptures, that's the definition. Yes, absolutely. What else? Very good. What else? Is that what I said? Already have everything. That's my clue. You saw it, huh? Okay, what else? What else can you say about this? 一无所得. Clearly, internet has no Buddha vehicle people. They're so quiet in this Buddha vehicle section. No questions, no comments, no challenges, no criticism. 一无所得 here means that you don't even think about it. You don't even think about the pain. The pain comes. You don't even think about it. It's there. It's nothing to think about. Can you stop the wind from blowing? It's just the wind. It's there. Why do you have to think about it? You cross your legs. It's supposed to hurt. Don't think about it. That's the Buddha vehicle. So that goes to prove to you, maybe the Buddha, Billy, when he crosses his legs, when 2 hours come around, it hurts like hell as well. Maybe. Isn't it interesting? Or maybe it doesn't hurt. We don't know. Okay? That is called the supreme vehicle. Okay, now, again, I remind you, and I appreciate your coming here, but it's not meant for you to understand. Just listen. Okay? From what I can tell, you're so far away from it that it's going to take some time. we planting the seeds, okay, for next week's achievements, if you will. Okay? Don't quit prematurely. All right, any questions? Okay, 309, Sutra Text. Vehicles mean practices, not subjects for debate. You must cultivate yourself and cannot just ask me. And for at all times, your self-nature is itself thus. 圣事行义，不在口争，汝须自修，莫问无也。一切sự中, chư sinh chư rủ. Thưa có nghĩa là hành không phải là khẩu tranh biện, ngươi phải tự tu, không phải khi hỏi ta. Trong tất cả thời khắc tự tánh phải tự như. Wow, this is beautiful. Vehicles is about what you do or practices. Okay? You're coming to the temple to listen to Dharma, that's vehicle, that's doing. You don't sit there and talk. Okay? You have to do something. Okay? All right, so coming to the temple, you sign into the video thing, or watching a video, or crossing your legs. That's cultivation. Now okay, and not subjects for debate. It's not meant for you to gab. In particular, I am very annoyed. I don't know why, since very early on, when I started learning about the great masters, how they went to India, and they out-debated the Indian masters, the Chinese masters, out-debated Indian masters. They came back triumphantly. Okay? That bothers me. Or the Vietnamese temples, the monks and nuns, they like to argue with each other to see who understands more about the Buddha Dharma, whose reasoning is better, and that goes for the Tibetan as well, okay, where they go into the head-to-head Chen Lun debate, okay, and that's how you show your superiority, okay. At least I've never been to a Tibetan temple. I have no interest in going there. But that's what I saw in the documentaries. They insist on that. You recite sutras, you investigate the scriptures, and then you prove your understanding, the depth of your understanding by out-debating one person after the next. So you make a reputation for yourself as a debater, as your depth of understanding. It irks the heck out of me. I never could justify myself, except that maybe I'm jealous. I can't debate that well. Okay? I can only joke, make faces, but I just, unlike Tiana, who's into debates, it never turned me on for some reason. Okay? And now it seems like I may have Buddha vehicle affinity. Because the Buddha says, okay, debating is a waste of time, basically. Do something, practice. Don't open your mouth and argue and prove your superior intellect. Is that clear? So it's funny because very early on, I immediately disapproved of the Chinese masters out-debating the Indian masters. That's recorded in the Chinese scriptures. Xuanjiang went over there, he learned from them, okay? Learned the Sanskrit, learned the scriptures, listened to all the lectures, and then after he learned the scriptures and the Sanskrit language, he started debating with them and out-debated them. And after a while, he has such a reputation, he said, enough, I'm going back with triumph, because I out-debated many, many Indian masters. Yes?
Is debate a form of evaluation?
Debating is? It's your mind and your mouth. And it is about winning. You winning and your opponent losing. Orange, repeat that, please.
That's exactly what it is. It's about winning and being, you're the boss, you're the superior one.
Yeah.
And so also it's about someone else losing.
That demonstrates what?
You're better and they're worse.
Your heart
You're smart.
lacks compassion.
Oh, right. That's right.
I'll give you another example. Okay? What if you don't debate and you say, you're so inferior, I'm so much better than you? Isn't that worse than debate? I have an old woman, Vietnamese woman, who came to my temple last Sunday, okay, for my party, and she came with a face of disapproval. Okay, that I'm wrong and she's right. Okay, it's not even debate. It's no debate needed. Yeah. The mal est fait, the harm has been done, the evil has been committed. It's no turning back. You're doomed forever. She's better than us. She's better than me. An old woman who's, when she dies, yeah, she will go down to the hells as it stands today. Okay? Yeah. So it's just funny, speaking about dying at hells. You know, we have also the 49-day service here, one of which is one of our general contractors in San Jose. I never met the guy. Maybe I met him, I don't remember. I'm too old nowadays to remember faces and people. And for some reason, our engineer opened up his compassion and asked us to help him go to the Pure Land. And that's when I never pay attention, because when people told me, I said, oh yeah, okay, fine. And people die left and right, especially with the virus here. I think I have time to look at everyone. So I wasn't paying attention to him at all. I said, oh, too bad. We have some affinity because he came to our temple and helped us out, a little bit. So it's nice, but I'm sorry, I don't have time to look into it. But then he forced me to look into it. And I said, wow. It's kind of interesting because he's a general contractor and he's going to the hells. So you general contractors out there, be careful. Okay? From that profession, be careful. Okay? You can make a lot of money and then where do you go? So he's very lucky that somehow our engineers decided, to my surprise, he says, I want to save him. I said, are you sure? Don't you just want to help him provide relief so that he doesn't fall? He says, no, I want to help him. I want to save him. So clearly, our engineer owes this guy. Kind of interesting. Okay? So anyway, you must cultivate yourself and cannot just ask me. Okay? Meaning that your asking is still in the realm of understanding, in the realm of debating, in the realm of evaluating, in the realm of comparing. Okay? You're comparing 3 vehicles, 4 vehicles, it's still comparing. You say Buddha vehicle is better than Bodhisattva vehicle, it's still comparing. Okay? You have to cultivate. Don't ask me. At all times, just remember, at all times, your self-nature is thus. It is thus. Thus meaning that it is. No rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's black, sometimes it's white, sometimes it's noisy, sometimes it's peaceful, sometimes it's so blissful. It's thus. And that's the end. 311, Sutra Text. Chu Chang bowed and thanked the master and served him to the end of the master's life. That's the end of the section where the 6th Patriarch finished teaching this Chu Chang. Chang Li Xie, Zhu Chu, Trung Sư Chu Sư, Trí Thường Lễ Tạ, theo hầu sư đến cuối đời Ngài. And so this Chu Chang, Chan Master Chu Chang, which became enlightened. Okay, he bowed and thanked the master, and he decided to serve the master until the master died. Okay, this is a proof that Chu Chang became enlightened. So you see the genius of this illiterate monk who has no education, who has no training. Okay, his teacher, his predecessor, taught him for 5-6 hours, at least one night, maybe several hours, and that's it. And he became enlightened within 5-6 hours, several hours. And then after that, he cultivated, and he's able to teach and help so many of his students become enlightened using the certain teaching, Dharma. Questions? Next time would be next Sunday. Next Sunday we resume our normal schedule. We'll be lecturing again from 12:30, I believe, until 2:30. So because our Chanchi, our current Chanchi is going into the third week and will be ending on Saturday morning at 10:40. Okay? So we'll rest a few hours, and Saturday night we have our mantra session. Okay? It's a very cool session because then you come and you join those people who have been meditating for 3 weeks and see if there's any difference. So it's kind of cool. Before I would allow them to rest, but I said now, we cannot rest anymore. You guys should go and do it. Okay? Let me rest. I'm too old. Yes.
Master, so if the kids go to school, should we have them participate in debate class?
What kids?
The children, the kids. Can they attend debate class?
What class?
In school, when they go to school. And it's offered.
The kids?
Yeah.
Why do you ask me about kids? I don't like kids.
Because it's fighting, right? So is it okay if they attend the class, participate in it?
What class?
Debate class, debating class.
What baby class?
Debating.
Debating class? Oh, attend, it's okay. If you enjoy debating, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying from a cultivation perspective, okay? To me, I never liked it. Yeah. And I've run into some excellent debaters, probably terrifying debaters where they can out-debate anyone, okay? And they open their mouth. I see their argument has so many holes. I don't know where to begin. So what's the point in debating? They open their mouth. This sounds so stupid. Okay, so next time we'll begin on 313, slide 313. Thank you, everyone.